me.
Meanwhile, while Jack fixes his.
While Jack tries to reload into our endless series of technical difficulties today.
Toxflit on this Faye. I've been talking to Oxygen for a while back. They really insisted that this Faye is an extremely strong pick right now. The way her damage works can completely decimate fights. The problem here is with Faye in the early stages of the game, she has no good escape until she gets that blink charm, or she gets her own honor of the pure, I believe, or barrier of will, so her own safety mechanisms, ways to survive. Until she gets that, the bubble tap, I believe, loves to grab as well.
All right, so I'm at 6 seconds. You're at 20. I'll just go and I'll give you the heads up when we get there.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so yeah, we're back into the game. Hopefully the replay system doesn't bug out this time. On the plus side, at least we have internet. All right, so I am playing now. Looking at the teams once again, we're going to see where everyone goes. For Team Oxygen, we're going to see Toxflit rocking the Faye, which you were just talking about. We also have Leighton is going to be on Rampage. Marty Rivia is bringing out the Narbash. Cameron on Murdoch. And be certified with that rare but pretty, very oh so pretty Master Sevarog skin.
What second are you at currently?
I am at 35.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Over on the other team, if you head to a minute, if you can time that one out. Over on the other team, we're gonna have Russ just on
1 minute now.
Okay, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Are we in sync? We're good?
Yes, I believe we are. And on the Carbon side, we have Rush just playing the Squang, Shaden on the Decker, Undead Pilot on the Twin Blast, Mikey on Howitzer, and Blood on this Grux. And Oxygen going for this invade.
The early invade. Here comes the Death Ball! And they're going to walk right into that jungle and just completely 5-man it. Not much you can really do about that one. If they get the green buff, that's going to be really, really big. We have Be Certified now zoning out the enemy team. They're looking to get that early aggression going in there. Cameron gets picked up by the Decker stun, and then Blood Morty is running right in with the smash and grab, hitting Leighton. He goes down as well as the Howitzer. That's going to be 1-for-1. The team is now chasing them off the map into their tower. Russ just using his nice little lightning ability to get the armor passive off, but not going to really help. Cameron now re-engaging into the enemy team. He's going right to Shad, and now there's going to be a re-engage as they're running onto Cameron. There goes the Thunk hitting Blood Mortius. Both teams sitting at kind of awkward health bars right now, and that's going to be Russ just picking up a kill on B Certified, followed with a smash and grab. Not going to be the case. Blood Mortius now a little low. If they were to re-engage, something could happen here. Probably won't be the case, as we had a nice aggressive early game. 2 minutes in, we already got 3 kills.
5v fights in the first couple of minutes is kind of standard for Oxygen. They really love to do this sort of early game aggressive invade, but it didn't go really in their favor. Carbon were able to get 2 kills. They have been able to get to their lanes quicker to farm as well, so they're already ahead on card points, sitting at 5 on a couple of people already.
Yeah, Carbon has 5 assists out of all that. So that's not just the 2 kill goal, that's 5 assist gold as well. And Mikey's going to use the landmine to bring Toxflit out from under the tower and apply that poke. Almost gets the R2000 rocket off, which would have been a kill, but misses it just barely. Toxflit's not backing now. She's still staying in lane with the Faye, trying to get the wave cleared. Gonna poke back just a little bit, and there is Faye backing now while he can. How's he going to be able to get an extra farm? A little bit of advantage there. We're seeing that duo lane swap this time. The solo laners are solo lane, and the duo laners are both in their lane.
I'm really enjoying the stylistic differences between the two teams. A lot of them switch from health pots to bump juice, but Carbon EU really favors that early game bump juice, that extra 85 health, just instant. You can just win a fight because of that. Because you can bait out a little bit more health than you would normally.
About 1 auto attack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you do, if the math has been done on it, the health pod doesn't actually benefit you that much. The health difference is about 15 or 20 for...
It's like 5,
It's
I
like
believe.
5? Okay, well there you go. It's a very, very small difference for not that much of a gain. At least with the bump juice, you can get it straight off the bat, right? And
Yeah, pot is still superior in terms of if you're in lane and you're taking a bit of damage, you grab the health pot over anything else. Bump juice is when you know you're going to be fighting and you just want to survive that little bit more.
also, don't mind stream guys. It is still working. It's just Epic and Paragon's being a little disagreeable with me today. No
And Rostrus
big deal.
is little bit caught out here. Gonna get comboed with the rock from the Several, being body blocked in between that gold. Has no way of surviving that there.
Ooh boy.
Really tricky for him right there. Just not able to do anything there. Is sitting at 7 points, so he's not that far behind, but it's just a kill oxygen needed to stay in this game. And Top Flip running straight towards Blood right there.
Ooh boy. Not. Oh, there's going to be a kill onto Rostrus over in the side lane. Going to pick that one up. And that is going to be another kill in favor of... That's going to go to... Yeah, that's going to go straight to Oxygen. They're going to get their other kill of the game.
Faye dying there for oxygen as well, not doing amazingly. I'm assuming you're out of sync slightly right now?
Yeah, I'm 2 or 3 seconds behind you because my game froze up for half a second.
Okay, I'm at 540.
You're at
21.
540?
1, 2, 3.
I'm at 525. So
Yeah, Top Flip.
I did see that, yeah.
550.
Okay, you
By the way.
pause yourself at 6 minutes.
Okay, we'll do.
All right, and we're about 20 seconds away from there. Yeah, so Togflit did die. We did see that on stream. Everything seems to be okay. We now have Blood Mortius with the purple buff chasing down Be Certified. Be Certified only at level 3. He's gonna walk right into Rostrus and Blood Mortius. He's gonna try and dash out, use the root, not gonna land. There is the tether. They're not gonna try and engage any further. We are now at 6 minutes. Hit that play button.
Done.
Okay, cool. So we're back in sync once again. Through hell and high water, this will be casted!
We are having some problems, guys. Do bear with us for now. Hopefully, that's it for today. Cross fingers. I'm probably just going to jinx it, to be honest, at this point. But
everyone's
again,
internet's being disagreeable today, so...
Again, builds pretty straightforward. Similar to exactly what we had in this last game. They grab those wards at the early stages, those Guardian wards / Sages wards, which provide the same stats, just slightly different sort of wordings, and that's about it. And Siphon card on Blood for this jungle to be able to survive a little bit more. I mean, nothing too spectacular in cards builds. Carbon EU slightly ahead, being on 9 points on 3 of their players. But I suspect the main fights are going to be around these river buffs, and unless they just want to share them. They're just going to share them.
They're just going to share. You get one, I get the other. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds fine. Thumbs up. Got it. All taken care of, my friend. No big deal.
And Blood, here, being invisible, he's going to be trying to look for a fight.
Oh,
trying to avoid these wards.
Yeah, he's going to walk right into one. If he walks any further, though, they are going to clear it out for him. So they may have gotten a sneak peek on him. Not too much. He's standing right in front of iCameron and Marty Rivia. They don't really know he's there just yet. He's got a green buff, too. He's going to go for a smash and grab. Picks it on Marty Rivia. There's going to be a big clap. iCameron's going to try and knock him off with the shield bounce, but not going to be the case. Shadon once... no, not Shadon. We have Marty Rivia going down on the Narbash. I'm used to seeing Shadon right now. Blood Mortius does re-engage under tower. He's going to tank it, but the green buff is going to shield him as the team picks up a kill onto iCameron. So that's going to be Murdoch going down as well. This could even be tower for Carbon once again.
Faye is looking for something, but Topflip is not level 5. It's going to be a bit tricky here to get anything without that fly trap set up. And as you can see, Deca...
Oh, there's a big rock from Leighton right into Shadon's head. He's walking in, he's ulted, he managed to pick up the kill. Togflit's going to secure that one. So they do get 2 kills onto the Oxygen, but it's not completely unanswered as Togflit does rotate and secure it with the help of the Rampage. Back in... Ooh, a tower went down for mid lane. So they did lose overall a lot, but they managed to, you know, at least show presence and do get a kill in the process.
Again, it's the same situation as the previous game. Carbon are the ones making the calls. They're the aggressors here. And Oxygen are being put on their back foot. They've been playing extremely reactively. And in all, even though Oxygen are getting these kills to keep them in contention, Carbon has the advantage right now. You can even just see it. Looking at card points, Undead sitting at 13, already a few points ahead. Mikey a few points ahead. The majority of Carbon is a few points ahead in terms of builds, and it's going to show, especially when they start pushing these next couple of towers down.
This is when you'll see we're going to start seeing that weird stalemate point in the game very shortly. Meanwhile, Toxflit is going to be engaged on by Bud Mortius, but the team's going to follow up on that one. Going to try and peel for the Fae and do so successfully, as the Rock from Rampage is going to secure the kill. Yo and Mikey running in now. They're going to pick up a kill on Toxflit. So overall, he doesn't actually get to live. Kwon goes to throw down the tether from the sword, will not land on the Leighton. He goes to throw a rock, hits Rush just right in the head, saying, hey, you can't do that to me, buddy. Not gonna work.
Mikey just there, just using the invisible buff to walk right past Toxflit. Toxflit didn't notice that the buff was taken and was punished for it, to be honest. You can see it when it gets taken, and he was punished there for not keeping track of the potential timer of an invisible character. And it allows Carbon right now to push down 2 tier 2s they're trying to push right now.
And they might successfully be able to do so. There is a bit of a push going on in the left lane in favor of Oxygen, but the tower will not take a whole lot of damage. Decker tries to stun and will be able to jump out of the Crash Bang Boom. Shadon trying to run away, runs right into the Fae trap, and there is B certified with the subjugate to pick up the kill onto Marty Rivia, not having a good time right now as he gets chased out by the entire team.
He was the sacrificial lamb right there, just allowing Undead to recall and get away from that. Because Shaden, I mean, he's already died once. The bounty on him is about the same as actually Undead right now, so it didn't really matter which one would die. But Undead wants to be able to go and carry on farming, grab the jungle, sort of not fall behind as far. Shaden not hitting level 5 right now is actually showing to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, and Rostrus now being zoned on by the Sevarog. B certified lands the subjugate and uses the ult to try and knock him towards the tower. Doesn't get him under it, but gets some poke off. And Rostrus is going to back off now, as the other members of his team are going to farm to the best of their abilities and protect those towers, get that extra CS, and get that, you know, lead that they're looking to gain. Only 12 minutes into the game.
Yeah, you can see the difference it has in card points, those early engages, even when Carbon, as I mentioned before, was getting the sort of counter engage, the pick for the overextension hasn't been enough. Carbon's still able to consistently farm and not let Oxygen gain their catch back up to them in card points.
Yeah, it definitely is the case, for sure.
In terms of builds, we're going to be getting to that point where we're going to be starting to see a couple of the other of the pures, I suspect, coming out from both teams. It's getting sort of that 16 to 20 point mark where you've got a completed item, or maybe 2 completed items, and your next one's going to be that Honor of the Pure. It's going to add that shield into those fights, and it's going to be quite a game changer, because that Honor of the Pure can just stop so much damage. And they're looking to push this tower Carbon. They've set up some vision in the enemy jungle, and Toxflit
is completely caught out and getting picked up by Undead Pilot. Once again, Leighton now stuck there as well. He has the green buff. It gets burned out. He's going to get slowed by the Howitzer Mine. The tower does go down somewhere on the map in the tier 1 left lane. As the team is looking to fight. Yo and Mikey is in a bit of an awkward position. They're trying to run through that shadow wall there. Kwon goes in for a big ultimate, managed to get a pickup onto I Cameron with the Howitzer ultimate. Oh man. Oh boy.
That combo, the Howitzer ultimate partnered with the Quang on a single target just locks that person up completely. Doesn't allow them to move, and they have to deal with the Howitzer. So the main issue Howitzer has right now is his ultimate isn't as strong as his other spells, and Blood keeps going in.
Yeah, Blood Mortis tries to go in, but he gets ultimate by Marty Rivia, and there is the Decker Cage going down. B certified going in to try and peel the team off but will not be the case as he does get picked up. We have someone who's unstoppable right now, and that is YoMikey, 4-1. Whoosh.
Mikey doing incredibly well on this. How it's completely controlling the fights, using the mind to put people in unfavorable positions, and they're just going to back out. They've taken their advantage. They've taken a tier 2. They stopped those jump pads from Carbon EU, and we're seeing Oxygen being put on the back foot for the second time right now.
And that's the transition that we're talking about from that early game lead to that mid game lead. It's really hard to get there, but once you get those T2s down, like just one, all you need is one to knock those jump pads off the map, and you're sitting yourself really pretty to start controlling the actual enemy jungle, the map, and like, you know, assert yourself around the monolith architecture.
Yeah, I completely agree. And again, looking at the card points, Undead is extremely far ahead. Mikey, with those kills, has allowed him to catch up to Undead Pilot. So they're both at 22 points, whereas iCameron's sitting at 17. 5-point difference right there. That's nearly a card's worth. Basically, if you're getting the 3-point with the 1-1 upgrades, nearly a card's worth difference in terms of power. And that is quite a huge, substantial amount. I mean, I don't know. Oxygen are looking pretty. They're not looking pretty right now.
It's hurting a little bit. The score is 9-6, but we are seeing those card leads start to come ahead. With both YoMikey and Undead Pilot hitting their 20s, while Oxygen hasn't hit their quite yet. They're getting close. It's not super far behind, but it could start hurting if they don't start playing a little smarter. Rustress now running into the enemy team. Marty Rivia taking a whole lot of damage. Rustress is going to go down. Leighton's going to pick the kill on that one. B Certified dashes in, tries to hit Blood Mortis. He does get it, using the ultimate to land it onto the Grux and hitting Shadow in the process. YoMikey comes in and managed to pick up a kill onto B Certified, now dominating the enemy team. Talkflit tries to get out, not going to be the case. Once again, Undead Pilot. So we now have a killing spree and a domination coming out of the carries from Carbon. This could be bad news because those are not the people you want to be having that.
Again, Oxygen were in the opposite position to what Carbon have been doing all game. Oxygen were the ones that went too aggressive, managed to get the picks, but then overextended, and then Carbon were allowed to take advantage of that. And it looks like Mikey might be able to get this tower here, this second tier 2 on this left. I mean,
it might be the case.
That ultimate from, I don't know, is Mikey going to survive? It's going to be a bit tricky for him.
Oh, he gets a pickup on Leighton, and he does manage to live. Undead Pilot coming in to save the day.
That power from those two, that duo of Undead and Mikey right now, is what is carrying all these fights. Undead and Mikey. I mean, Rustress and Blood are there to CC. Their job right now is to hold those guys down and let Mikey and Undead Pilot do as much damage as they possibly can.
And that is going to be an easy pickup for now the Raptors going to Undead Pilot. He's going to pick up 1, 2, and 3. So that's 3 extra card points for the enemy ADC, who's already ahead. This is where you see that mid-game advantage turn to the late-game advantage.
Yeah, Undead 30 points. The next closest on the enemy team is at 20 now. 10-point lead.
He's at a 10-point lead.
He's going to be a huge threat in these next coming fights. And I just want to see how they're going to set this up. I suspect they're going to want to get into the enemy jungle, drop a couple of wards, sort of try and get a pick again so they can get this inhibitor down. And they're doing just that. Blood's jumping in, grabbing that link, removing some of that drip, denying Oxygen any forms of coming back into this game.
Yeah, that we talked about that last game, how the Amber Link was changed from Harvesters, and it's really, like, I think it's a smart way to do it. But not a lot of people are prioritizing Amber Link just yet, when it actually is a very useful thing. Like, people won't be taking their jungle, which fills up the Amber Link throughout the game. Like, jungle's still important through the whole game because it benefits your whole team. Just got to do one clear your jungle, get people to do it, and then you'll have 800 CP for your entire team every few minutes. Little hard to do, but it's important. And if you're able to deny that resource to the enemy team, that is huge, because it really just propels your lead even further.
Now, I really like what Carbon's been doing. They're setting up this push across multiple fronts. So they've got Mikey, who's incredibly ahead. No one wants to 1v1 him at this point in time in that lane. Set up that push, then he's going to rotate across the map, giving his team the advantage in the rotation.
Leighton getting completely bursted down, even though he's in his ultimate by Undead Pilot. He gets tethered by the Kwong to start that one off. He's going to try and re-engage, maybe throw a rock. Instead, he will back. We have Decker now rolling in. They're looking to apply pressure on that T2 in the left lane. Rampage will not be able to back successfully as the team does start to flex that lead and muscle into the lane that they're looking for. Goes to throw a rock, not going to be able to do anything real successful. iCamera gets a long arm of the law and hits Undead Pilot, but he's got that lifesteal now. He's already back up at half health, approaching 3/4 health, and will be full health in only a few more shots. So
the river buffs are up as well. They are an option, but I suspect we're just going to see a hard push for this tower. But they don't have the wave for it now. I mean, they're currently just hovering, waiting for that mid lane to hit that inhibitor before they can take this fight.
And once it does, it definitely is their advantage. Be Certified landing a Subjugate onto Undead Pilot. Yo, and Mikey getting hit by a stun as well. Marty Rivia follows up with the Crash Bang Boom. And then we have the Fly Trap going onto the Fae, doing a lot of damage, but they weren't able to really focus their abilities properly. Talkflit does go down instead. There's a Subjugate. Undead Pilot just barely walking out of the way, so he does not go down. Going to live through that one, so they're not gonna pressure the turret anymore, but they do get a kill. A little more pressure, and that means Be Certified has to walk off the tower to save the lane. They're going to get both river buffs as well. Undead Pilot's going straight over to the Raptors to pick that one up, securing an even larger lead than he has. One more card point, 36 CP now. He's sitting 13 points ahead of the next guy in the lead on the enemy team.
I really like the fact that Carboni knew that they couldn't take that tower, so they just backed off. By their time, they know they have Undead Pilot with this lead. They grab other objectives on the map, like the Raptors and the river buffs, and they're going to probably reset up their vision again because it's currently run out. They have a little bit in that green buff side at the moment, but they're going to want to set up potentially around this orb as well. Make sure they can get it because they can solo it. Undead is at a point where you can potentially solo this. Under their noses, maybe with the help of another person.
One thing I do like is that we are seeing teams try to prioritize the Raptors when they get the chance to. Over in solo queue, you don't see that much because organizing people to go take the Raptors and making sure it's a regular routine is a little tough because those things do a lot of damage. So you need people to commit over there, and if you mess that one up, that could really set you far behind. Just like Prime, it's like a smaller version of Prime, really, if they're all the Raptors are up, which could really hurt you.
It can really hurt you if you don't have that lifesteal. So Undead is at that point of the game where he can just go and take them whenever he wants and keep snowballing his lead that he currently has in this game. And again, they're setting up these 3 waves. Every single time Carboni wants to take an advantage, they set up these 3 waves. And Rustras
is trying to ultimate out of there. He's not going to be able to. Actually, no, he does barely get away, but Faye's going to land an auto attack at the last 10 HP. To make sure Rustras does not go anywhere. He's going to be knocked off the map. It's now a 4v5. Undead Pilot sitting on the other side trying to apply pressure to the turret. Will he be able to get away or will he fight is the real question because he's sitting real pretty. There's the blink. Fly Trap going to miss. And no, it does hit. There's the rock. He's now sitting on top of that. They're going to pick up a fat kill on Undead Pilot. That's going to go straight to the mid lane Fae. And that could be good news. Over in the left lane, iCameron gets picked off instead. Trades are being made right now.
Again, Carbon, recognizing that Undead was most likely going to be caught out in a rotation, they rotate to the other side to try and get a tower, to try and clear off these tier 2s. Aren't able to get it. Undead did die, I think, a little bit too quickly for them to be able to push that advantage. So they're just going to recall. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but however, in that 1-for-1, it's always going to be in favor of Oxygen because of how the bounties are currently on Undead Pilot.
So right now we have chat, giving praise to Faye for that blink ult to secure that kill onto Undead Pilot. So big shout out to Talkflit, boys. He did it. Yo, Faye, that
Both of
teleplay
these
on Faye is
teams, to be
super
honest,
nice.
this is probably one of the highest level games we've seen in a while. Both teams constantly back and forth at each other, trying to take any advantages where they can. Even in that last game, it was anyone's game for a huge portion of it.
And we are now seeing the River Bus being secured once again by Carbon. Carbon really pushing their advantages, now sitting at 40 card points, and for Undead Pilot, 36 for Yo I'm Mikey. So they're really far ahead right now, and they need to get that pressure out. If they get Prime secured, that could be game, and that means also the series for them.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how the jump penalties and the backspacing penalties have come in. It doesn't seem to be currently that there is a jump penalty, so Undead Pilot jumping before didn't really actually have any real impact, and the only impact it does have is it predicts where you're going to be. So for the carries who are going to be attacking, you can predict where they're going to be because they're jumping, because you know what height they are and when they're going to drop.
Undead Pilot securing yet another Raptor. This time he has gold buff, so he's getting an extra 20% on 1,000 CP. 1,200 CP going to the carry. So if you want to know how to get fed, guys, you're looking at it. Just watch this game with Undead Pilot. Make sure you don't die. You're good to go.
And yeah, I don't know. Oxygen again back to the stalemate. They really should be pressuring right now, in my opinion. They have such a huge lead on Undead Pilot. They should be trying to force engagement, force tower dives. They have a comp that is capable of doing that. That is capable of even just taking out one target incredibly quickly. Because of how Mikey and Undead can do damage, all they need is Rustras to hit one tether, and then that person is going to be completely removed from that fight.
And Blood Mortius is walking right up to the Fae and clapping him with the ultimate. There goes the fly trap. Not going to be anywhere near the amount of damage needed. Blood Mortius will pick up the kill onto Talkplit. We have Beast Certified going in, ulting and then subjugating Blood Mortius. Nice, clean, and efficient. That's the way you'll want to do it. And there's the Kwong bringing in the ultimate onto Marty Rivia, followed up by an auto attack from Blood Mortius. This very well should be the game, and that would also mean the series. We have Leighton going in with the ultimate now, but he is not near tanky enough to sustain any sort of real damage. Tower is going to go down in the left lane, but it won't really matter. Yo I'm Mikey follows up with an ultimate with the gadget, or with the Decker cage to bring that one in. Leighton sitting not so pretty. He's going to go down. Undead Pilot's going to pick up yet another kill, and that's going to be in him. 5-man wipe for Team Carbon against Team Oxygen. Talkless just spawning up now.
The cooldowns being quite low, I suspect Carbon is probably just going to want to back out after this inhibitor. I don't think they can just finish it just yet. They're pretty low on mana. Mikey isn't able to do much, and most of their cooldowns are down.
And Undead Pilot walks right back in and just triple shots the Murdoch right in the head. Gonna knock him off the map once again. Left lane, there is a very fat minion wave being pushed into the tower. It could cost him a turret, but we have Blood Mortius going in with a smash and grab and the double pain to clear the wave out and make sure that tower lives. Jump pads are still alive. This is still a very big advantage for Team Carbon. Getting that inhibitor down, getting an ace, plus 2 extra kills for their team. So it's their game to lose at this point.
It is all up to them to lose that game right now. They've got the advantage. They've got their win conditions set up. The inhibitor's down. They can now use it, that inhibitor, because it's a constantly pushing wave. They only have to deal with 2 waves at most right now. They can set up around the Orb Prime, or they can go straight for the end game and try finish it at the next fight. And if you just look at builds, I mean, Yo Mike again running this Barrier of Will. Again, we see Rustrus running Purity
Barrier
Sensor.
Will coming out of a howitzer?
It's intellect, you build it, basically, is how it works right now.
So we have 3 huge shields on Carbon.
Yes, and that's how they always survive their towers. And Purity Sensor on Rustrus means if there's any sort of thunk going out onto their carry, he could remove the debuff away from Undead and keep him alive for as long as he can. Because there is the Fey ult, you can remove that as well. You can remove the Rampage Rock. It's an incredibly strong card, and I really like Rustrus for picking this up.
As soon as you see that Fey, you take Purity Sensor. First thing you do is take that Purity Sensor, because that basically negates Fey's entire kit. You wait for that big combo from Faye, you get that ult in, and then Purity Sensor. Well, I guess I'm not doing anything at that point.
Yeah, it completely counteracts the Faye fly trap in at these points of the game, which is what they need. I mean, the Oxygen's combo is reliant on Faye ulting them into sort of a Sevarog subjugate and his ultimate with the bat swing. I don't know. It's without them being able to have that sort of engagement, they get reliant on single target CC, which all those shields will protect a lot of Carbon from.
That's what 700. No, you're looking at about 1,200 points worth of shields. Like that's 1,200 HP shields between the three of them. So it doesn't matter if you single CC someone; they have a whole other health bar.
Yeah, I completely agree. And again, this purple buff is going to be up. Is Certified going to go try and grab it? I suspect he will grab it.
He does grab it. He might be able to get away with it. He is currently warded right now, but he just managed to walk out of that one. Rustress was kind of chasing him down ever so slightly. Meanwhile, over in the tier 2 in the left lane, they're trying to, take that jungle for themselves and make sure that Oxygen isn't going to get any sort of farm or economy at this time in the game. They're going to look to push that one down now. So we see another fight happening under this tier 2 that hasn't been taken yet. There goes Faye's little bomb, and the tower's going to fall immediately. They're not even going to bother trying to defend that one. It was a little too low for their likings. Leighton holding the rock right now. Yo, I'm Mikey bringing in an R2000 rocket, poking him down a little bit. Beast Certified coming up from behind, getting a big rock. There's that combo you're looking for, followed by one of the Honor the Pures and the shields. Cameron now sitting super low with an R2000 rocket coming from the max range, smacking him right in the side of the head. He's going to fall down with Marty Rivia as well. So the dual lane for Oxygen is not not there anymore, just gone. And now we have Leighton throwing a big rock as well. He's going to land it onto Blood Mortis and then ult right into the enemy team. Probably a bad idea. He's now sitting 1v5, and this should be the game unless something magical happens. Oh, boys. Be Certified now sitting in a tower. Blood Mortis just right on top of the core with Undead Pilot. This is going to be game second, end of the bracket. We have 2-0 for Team Carbon EU. Those were good games.
Carbon EU and Nexus, both runner-ups in terms of the group stages, both in second place, are going to be playing each other in the final. This wasn't the expected outcome for a lot of these teams. A lot of teams, it's kind of an upset in terms of fan favorites. But my God, Carbon and Nexus have been playing incredibly well today.
It's been what a wonderful series. We'll take a look at final builds here in a quick second, guys. Just finalizing one wee little bit. Got him. Okay, so let's take a look here. Boop, boop. Final build in the game with the card points. No one actually made it to full build, but they were pretty close. Undead Pilot at 57 card points. Him and Mikey were actually pretty close at one point, but all those Raptors probably really helped him out and get him that lead. So 57 card points for him. We're looking at his build. Impact Hammer, all major casts. We're seeing that Blast Harness come out with a little bit of attack speed. The Brand of the Iron Eater, the Micro Nuke. The Red Eye Nitro you're seeing as well as followed up by the Blink Charm. So that is definitely big. The highest person, which was talked about at 35 card points, was only matching the lowest person on Team Carbon. So there's a big CP discrepancy there.
There was a huge lead from Carbon, and they just took advantage of it in every single fight. And I believe we have our interview ready with Yo and Mikey.
Alrighty, let's get that one.
And hello, Mikey.
Hello, hello, hello.
Congratulations on making it to the final, first off.
Oh, thank you.
And quick first question. In the first game, you guys both did lane swaps. And
Yep.
you both had people in opposite sort of lanes. What was the thought process behind wanting people in that opposite lane?
Well, we want to have the 2v2 because we feel like we have a stronger solo lane than 2v2. So we wanted to have the even matchup so we could win it and snowball from there. But they swapped as well, and we couldn't find that matchup.
How do you feel going the 2v, like with the lanes being asymmetrical? How's the 2v2 feel in those lanes, having 1% the longer and the shorter one? Do you notice a difference from Legacy or anything like that?
Well, I don't really notice the difference since I'm playing on mid, but
Okay.
yeah, my team feels the difference, of course.
All right. Is there anything else, Gems, that you?
In terms of like undead, how do you guys prioritize this farm? I mean, from what we see, is you guys give him a lot of leeway in terms of what he's going to be giving. Is that intentional? Does he just do his own thing and get that farm?
Well, and that is just always at the right time somewhere, and I think he's the most efficient farmer in the game, at least on the EU right now. He's always ahead, and he's, in my opinion, the best carry on the EU.
Definitely.
So yeah, you're gonna see him ahead more times in competitive play.
Bold words coming out from Mikey there. Fighting words. Best in EU.
Going into Team Nexus, how confident you guys? Like, how do you feel about that match coming up?
I didn't actually expect to be against Team Nexus, but they seem to play really well against Synergy. So yeah, I'm curious who's going to win this. I feel confident because we run pretty easy from Oxygen, and yeah, I feel really confident.
That's really good. Is there any shout outs or like anything like what was the communication like for your team going into some of those fights? Because we noticed, like we were talking about in the stream, how there's a lot of that mid-game stalemate once a 10-minute mark goes down, and those towers, like you have to like either overcommit or you might lose something. You guys did a really good job translating that. Do you work on that at all, or is that just something that happened naturally throughout that game?
Yeah, we went into the games pretty chill. We kind of knew that we were going to win, so we had the confidence. And if you have the confidence, you're not really nervous, then things just go really smooth. And you could really see that the communications were on point, and yeah, we're just playing really well.
All right, sounds good. Gems, is there anything else you would like to ask before we get this going?
No, that's pretty much. Congratulations on making it to the finals.
Thank you very much.
You guys played incredibly well those two games, and I just hope to see who wins.
Yeah, me as well. Really curious.
Alrighty, guys. So thanks, Mikey, for the interview, and we hope to see some good games from you guys for the finals. Definitely should be exciting.
Yeah, I hope to give an interview in about 2 hours from now.
it's gonna be me. I'm calling it right now. Alrighty, man. So you can go back to your team. We'll get these drafts set up and everything
right.
going for that.
All right, see you later.
Later. Bam, bam. So definitely.